After prolonged exposure to a high-fat, low-fiber diet, your gut doesn't just recover on its own. The immune system, particularly the mucosal layer and its key cytokine IL-22, requires deliberate, consistent support to rebuild. IL-22 is critical for maintaining epithelial integrity, promoting mucus production, and coordinating peaceful coexistence with gut microbes. When this molecule is suppressed due to poor dietary choices, the gut becomes more permeable, more inflamed, and more vulnerable to disease. Fortunately, the damage is not irreversible. With the right nutritional and lifestyle strategies, IL-22 production can be nudged back online, and gut immune resilience can begin to regenerate. First and foremost, fiber is non-negotiable. Soluble fibers, especially those found in legumes, oats, chia seeds, and psyllium husk, act as fuel for beneficial microbes. When these microbes ferment fiber in the colon, they produce short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like butyrate, acetate, and propionate. Butyrate in particular has been shown to enhance IL-22 production via direct effects on innate lymphoid cells and epithelial signaling. It also helps maintain tight junctions, reduces oxidative stress, and promotes a healthy mucus layer. Simply increasing fiber intake after a period of dietary damage can begin shifting the microbial environment toward one that favors IL-22 restoration. Polyphenol, plant-derived compounds found in colorful fruits, vegetables, teas, and herbs, are another major ally. Blueberries, blackberries, green tea, pomegranate, red cabbage, turmeric, and dark chocolate, in moderation, are loaded with polyphenol that interact with gut bacteria and immune cells. These compounds support microbial diversity, reduce oxidative damage to gut lining cells, and directly influence immune gene expression. Specific polyphenols, such as curcumin and quercetin, have been shown in preclinical studies to modulate IL-22 pathways and reduce gut permeability. The body doesn't absorb most polyphenols systemically, but that's precisely what makes them effective in the gut. They stay local and do their work where it's needed most. Fermented foods can accelerate the repair process by reintroducing live beneficial microbes and microbial byproducts into the system. Yogurt with active cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and kombucha help populate the gut with bacteria that interact favorably with the immune system. These microbes can activate dendritic cells and ILCs in the mucosa, encouraging a return to homeostasis. In some animal studies, fermented dairy products have directly increased IL-22 expression and reduced inflammatory markers in the colon. It's not just about diversity, it's about restoring the ecological signaling environment that encourages immune balance. Prebiotics and synbiotics, combinations of probiotics and prebiotics, offer another strategy. Supplements containing inulin, fructooligosaccharides, FOS, or galactooligosaccharides, GOS, can selectively feed protective bacteria like bifidobacteria and lactobacillus, enhancing their ability to produce SCFAs and influence immune pathways. Some symbiotic formulations are being studied specifically for their effects on IL-22 and barrier function, particularly in patients recovering from IBD flares or antibiotic use. Beyond food, circadian rhythm and sleep play a subtle but essential role. IL-22 production is partially regulated by the body's internal clock, and chronic circadian disruptions such as erratic sleep, shift work, or late-night eating can suppress cytokine rhythms, impair epithelial repair, and increase gut permeability. Restoring a stable sleep schedule, minimizing light exposure at night, and eating during daylight hours can all help reset these rhythms and improve immune coordination. Exercise, particularly moderate-intensity aerobic activity, also contributes to gut immune recovery. Regular movement supports microbial diversity, increases SCFA production, and improves mucosal blood flow, all of which help restore immune tone in the gut. Importantly, exercise reduces chronic low-grade systemic inflammation, which lowers the overall immune burden and allows resources to be redirected toward repair. Stress management is the final, often overlooked pillar. Chronic psychological stress impairs IL-22 signaling by activating the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis and increasing cortisol, which can weaken tight junctions and reduce protective cytokine production. Practices like mindfulness meditation, yoga, and breathwork don't just benefit mood. They downregulate the inflammatory response and allow the gut's immune cells to regain balance. Rebuilding gut immunity is not about a single superfood or miracle supplement. It's a system-wide recalibration, removing the inflammatory triggers that suppressed IL-22 in the first place and reintroducing the inputs that promote its production. It's slow, cumulative work, measured not in days, but in weeks and months. But with the right consistency, the immune system responds. The gut lining thickens. The mucus layer returns. The microbial ecosystem stabilizes. And IL-22, once muted, begins to speak again.